arbiters of their destiny, I would like to welcome you to the Ivy League. It's the Ivy League. The crowd screaming 'cause they want to see a prince. So I came to this.
This is Curtis Kelly with Ivy League. I'm sitting here with Leissa Martin.
Hey, he got it right.
Got it right. So Leissa is a real estate agent. You're also a mom.
Yes.
One of your most important jobs. And you're also a boxing coach.
Yes.
Right? So we're sitting here in your boxing gym right now. I saw you online and I seen you doing all this boxing stuff and I was like, oh shit, that looks cool. And then I'm going to a Raider game and I wanted to get my hands ready just in case something pop off, I'm good. So I was like, you know what, let me just go tune my hands up. Let me see what's up with Leissa in this class. And I came in here, man, and I love it. So thank you.
Good.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to your gym.
Awesome. No, yeah, that makes me so happy to hear that you came in and you loved it.
Yeah.
That's my goal when someone walks in through those doors, is for them to feel like family and like they found their happy place and a home, a second home.
Yeah. You know, like on those hard days, like, you know, when I've been working all day, crawling underneath the house or whatever it may be, and I have to do payroll and all that stuff, it's good to come in here and then you say something like, put your name on that bag, or what do you say?
Yeah, put your name on the bag, or like, this is your bag, your story, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes we get a little wild in our emotions and just get up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just let it go, let those hands fly.
Yeah, no, it's good, you know, so by the end, I'm hoarse from like yelling, ah! You know what I mean? And like, I feel good at the very end, and I think the last class I took just the other day, like I was laying on the floor, and you're like, get up! Get up, Curtis! I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's not nap time. Good.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoy it. So what brings us to this point today? So I know you're a real estate agent and you're a mom, a great mom, and you're a great coach, right? So how do we get here? Like, what's your story?
Well, it's not super duper interesting, but I think everyone kind of starts off with, especially here in the club, I've come to find out more about the members who come here. We all start off, with a story of, I'm dealing with this or I'm dealing with that, and being here is so much more than just boxing for a lot of people. So I started boxing when I was a stay-at-home mom, and maybe my son was about a year and a half old, and my older brother passed away from, he had cardiovascular disease, and we didn't know. He didn't know either. So it was kind of like a sudden, he had a heart attack and passed away. And so trying to maneuver, motherhood and being stay-at-home mom and a wife at the time, and then just trying to deal with the passing of my brother, I had to find something that would allow me to release everything that I had and was holding. So yeah, I went into a boxing gym, and the rest was history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
that was
crazy.
like 6 years ago now that I think about it. I've been boxing for, yeah.
Man, how long did it take for you to become a coach?
About 2 years, I would say. So I started off at a different boxing gym. I was there for 1 year. And that boxing gym really taught me the fundamentals of boxing and working on my technique. And then once I walked into Title, you know how classes go here, they're very high pace, high energy. It was just like I fell in love. And so again, I was just going through so much. I found myself here maybe, 3-4 classes a day.
Oh, wow.
Like going crazy. So I was here a lot, all the time. And one of the co-owners at the time, they needed some help, and he kind of just brought it up to me like, hey, would you be interested in coaching part-time? And I was like, might as well, I'm here every day, right? So it took me about 2 years to get into coaching.
Oh, wow.
After starting, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an awesome release. especially with you being a real estate agent and with the market being the way that it is all the time, right? It's up, it's
Right.
down, but that's every year, regardless of the year. So how do you manage it all? Being a mom, being a coach, being,
Yeah. So we touched a little bit on this earlier, and like my answer is I don't. It's really hard to find balance, quote unquote, but it's more of like learning to harmonize your seasons, I would call them, right? So sometimes I'm in my season of like, I'm just, the coach, I'm really working on becoming a better coach. And with that entails, I need to work on myself. I need to work on my spiritual sense, my mental, my physical. So then I'll be in that season of like trying to get my shit together, right? When the kids are out of school and it's summertime, it's mom season, right? So a lot of my time and my focus goes into my children. But real estate and being your own boss is a constant. And so, trying to figure out your seasons, I think, is the way I've kind of been rocking with it.
That's a really good way to put it, of having seasons, because I always say that, work-life balance is a myth. I know a lot of us try to do it the best that we can, but we all fail at it every day, right? And it's just a constant work of trying to become better at who you are. So for someone like yourself to acknowledge that you can't really do it all the time and that it is seasons, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So I like that explanation.
Yeah, it's tough because you are constantly, I don't want to say sacrificing, but letting something down, right? Like and it's a constant, like you said, every day, or maybe, this week I wasn't very present with my kids, or, this week I had a hard time getting into coaching, or just turning on that mental switch after a long day of real estate and showing houses and being all sweaty in this weather, and then having to come in here and like wake up and start yelling at people in a very loving way, how I do. It's tough. It's tough. So.
Yeah, it's tough to be all things to all people at all times,
Right.
right? So something's got to give sometimes. So you just got to do the best that you can possibly do at that time.
Right.
So,
Right.
I commend you for that. That's
Thank
very
you.
cool. Yeah, I see you
It's
putting it
tough.
all together pretty well. So I figured you would be a great person to interview just to see how you do it. And it's good to know that you're just like me and everyone else, that it's tough. You can't really do it all the time.
Right, you can't. And that's the one thing, when people ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I wake up and I know that I want to give this day my everything.
Right.
And, I think about what my perfect day would look like. And of course, it starts off with my children, waking up and seeing them and getting them to school. And then getting into real estate day, showings, meetings, whatnot, and then ending it at the end of the night, coaching those 2 classes. To me, that's my perfect day, and that's how I love to end my days. But yeah, it does become very tough and taxing, because, I see my kids in the morning, and then throughout the day, it's like, gotta go, right? Like we're on the grind. So.
I know. Yeah, that's the toughest part, I think, having kids is, you have them for the first few years where you're with them all the time. Once they go off to school, you're like, I think it hurts you more than it hurts them to leave the
for
house.
sure.
And I'm in a season now where my daughter just went off to college, and oh my God.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
And she went off to college, and bro, I did not think it was gonna hurt that bad. And my wife is like, she was prepping for it, so she kind of knew it was coming. So I was like, I'll be fine. And like 2 days after she left, I found myself like missing my daughter. Like, what the hell just happened? I wasn't expecting this to happen. So it's crazy trying to balance it all, being a father, an entrepreneur, and then just trying to keep yourself stable. All together as well.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I know.
I'm thinking about my daughter going off to college, and I'm like, no, I'm going with her.
Yeah, I know. You and your daughter have a really good relationship, and like watching your TikToks are hilarious. Your daughter is hilarious.
She's definitely a character.
That Rihanna one where she's like, girl, I look like
Rihanna. Like,
that had me rolling.
and she did not at all look like Rihanna, but she was convinced.
She was convinced.
She
It
was
was the way she
convinced.
said it. She was like, oh, I look like Rihanna. Oh my God, it was hilarious. I must have watched that about 5 times. That was
she's
funny.
definitely a character. I'm glad to know that you appreciate her.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
She's crazy.
That was
I don't know who
hilarious.
she gets it from.
Most people's why is providing value to the community. So what gets you up in the morning? What drives you outside of your family, and what motivates you to provide value to the community? Or if you had no kids, if money wasn't an option, what would motivate you?
So one of my biggest motivators, and it's been a thing since I was a little girl, I got to visit an orphanage at the age of 8 down in Tijuana. Ever since that moment, I think that was very impactful. It just kind of left a forever imprint on me. And I'll never forget, this little girl came up to me. And I mean, I was little too, I was 8, but she was a little bit younger. And she was admiring like a little purse that I had. And I gave it to her. And the feeling that I got from giving to her and seeing how happy it made her, and it was, a little purse that my dad bought me that I know he can buy me another one, right? Because I knew I could get another one somehow, some way.
Right.
So it was just that feeling that I got when I saw that light in her eyes and how happy it made her to have this little purse. I knew then, like, I want that feeling all the time. And so that's my biggest motivation and my driver, is to eventually open up my own orphanage in Tijuana, because that's where I was born and raised, and that's my people, and so that's where I want to give back. And there's a huge need out there for kids to, feel like they have a home and someone that cares about them and someone to love them. And so, yeah, that's my number one drive, my biggest motivator. If, my kids know it too. I always tell them all the time, like, you're not my one and only focus, right? And I tell them that because I want them to be a part of this. And I want them to have that outer, scope too, that, what you have, where we live, and these opportunities, not everybody has them.
Right.
And so if someone like me can dream of something like that, I can only hope that my kids have as big as hopes and dreams to help other people and serve their communities in a impactful way.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, most people want to give back to the community, and it's so awesome that that's your motivation, is to give back to kids in Tijuana that don't have a family, and you're building a legacy within your own family, right? So your daughter and your son will know, man, my mom's legacy was to give back to kids, and that's something that will live on beyond you, which is so dope, and I commend you for that. That's very cool.
Thank you.
That's very cool.
Yes, makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool. That sounds perfect. Kind of aligns with exactly who you are. Real estate does, right? Because you are giving back to people in the boxing gym, helping people with their stressful days, coaching them through that.
Yeah.
Your true motivation and your why is to help kids in other countries. And real estate ties into that perfect, because you're now helping families and new families with their dreams of becoming homeowners. So you and the whole giving back, it all ties in together. So your legacy is to help other people and to help people feel that home is a place for them, right? So in the boxing gym, we feel like this is a home for us, and we can release our energy here. In your dream to own an orphanage, you're providing homes for kids that don't have it. And then being a real estate agent, of course, you're providing people
homes. Yeah.
So explain that to me.
So yeah, I think the word home just kind of ties it all in together for me, right? It's providing a home for someone or helping someone buy a house that I know they're gonna make a home, right? We're gonna make memories here. We're gonna fill this place with love and memories, and that's what really makes a house feel like a home, right? And same thing with an orphanage. I think my goal there too is to not just give these kids a place to, them being so thankful, like at least I have a place to put my head down, or at least I can sleep here and I have these workers here looking out for me. I want it to feel like a home. Like this is your home where you start, and if they get adopted or go through that process, then they're off to their next home, right? So the word home really just ties everything together for me. And just like you said, title or this place, this boxing gym is a home, a second home for a lot of people. I know it's a second home for me. I spend a lot of my time here, a lot of my free time here. And same thing with real estate, helping a seller sell their house to knowing that they're gonna buy another place or move somewhere else where they're gonna start a home, make new memories, fill it with love, the people that they love the most, their families and whatnot. It just kind of all harmonizes together for me. Yeah.
You wrap that all together really nicely. So.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, Leissa.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I really enjoy the gym. Thank you for accommodating the Ivy League in this dope-ass gym.
For sure. We got the coolest home inspector in the house.
Yeah. I'll be punching the bags.
He got hands. He got hands.
Anyway, thank you so much, Leissa.
Thank you so much for having
me. And I will
me.
see you in class next week.
Yep, I got you.
All right.
All righty.
Take care.
Cool.
All right, bye.